Hi there, Mike Shreve here, and welcome to Lesson 2 of Day 1 in the No Pants Project program. This is a very unique opportunity because this is an audio lesson, and I've purposefully created audio lessons and sprinkled them throughout the course for a reason. That reason is that these are built-in breaks for you, but they're also a way to tickle the subconscious mind without you having to put forth a lot of effort to stimulate the ideas and the inner growth that is required for you to get the things that we need. So I don't want you to take notes for this. I want you to download this, put in some headphones, and go do the dishes. Or maybe go brush your teeth, or maybe lay down, or maybe go for a walk. Whatever it is that you do when you normally kind of maybe put some music on and walk around, whatever that is, that's what I want you to do. Pay attention, but not really. Do you know what I mean? Just listen to the sound of my voice, relax, and be open to the ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you. In today's lesson, we're going to cover a few very minor, very small, very quick aspects that support the video lesson you've already watched all about leverage. And then I'm also going to walk you through the 2 worksheets that are part of Lesson 2, which is going to allow you to begin the process of designing your lifestyle. If you remember earlier in the leverage video, we talked about the Freedom Freelancer formula is desire plus design, strategic design, plus market match equals freedom and fulfillment. Right now, I want to talk about fulfillment. Specifically, I want to talk about desire. I want you to imagine for a moment that you are waking up as a brand new person. That when you wake up, you are feeling energized, you're feeling excited, you are feeling engaged from the moment your eyes open. Now I'm going to ask you a question. Why? Why are you feeling engaged, motivated, energized, and passionate? Why are you feeling these feelings? What is it that you're looking forward to? What is it that is inspiring you from the moment you wake up? Again, you don't need to write this down. Just think about it. This may change from time to time. Some days it may be your children. Many of my days is the fact that I wake up energized and passionate about my son. Some days I wake up passionate and energized about a certain project that I'm doing with a client. Some days I'm waking up energized and motivated and passionate and excited about somewhere I'm going. Try to be specific as you think through this. Now I want you to imagine going and doing that thing. Getting dressed calmly. If you take your showers in the morning, brushing your teeth, eating your favorite kind of meal, having tea or coffee or whatever it is you drink in the morning. And as you go through this process, I want you to notice your surroundings. I want you to look at where you live right now. When you look at where you live, I want you to feel like you are inspired simply by being in the space that you are in. Why? There's that question again. Why are you being inspired? What is inspiring you? What do you see? What does it feel like? Who's there? Who else is in that space that is inspiring you and energizing you? Now, from that space, I want you to go do that thing. Whatever it was that made you wake up feeling energized and motivated. Imagine every detail, but in sort of fast forward. Okay, are you done? Did you do it? Great. I want you to come back to that space that you were feeling inspired in. And I want you to walk through that space to your office. Maybe that's a detached part of that space. Maybe your dream office is a downtown office in a tall building, nowhere close to where you wake up. Or maybe it's your kitchen table. Maybe it's a room. Maybe it's a detached tiny house parked in your backyard. It could be anything, but go to your workspace now. Have a seat, or stand. If you're like me, I use a standing desk. What does this space look like? And more importantly, why? Why does it look this way? Why did you design it this way? Why did you decide that that goes there, that you needed one of those, and without that you couldn't get inspired? Again, be specific. Think about all of these things. Imagine them, feel them, see them, taste them. Now imagine a project that you're working on. In this instance, I don't want you to be specific. Instead, I want you to imagine what it feels like to work on this project. Don't think about the actions. Don't even think about who it's for. Just feel what it feels like to work on a project you love. Okay, now let's fast forward to the end of your day. It's time to go to sleep. You go back to that very early space that you were so inspired in, that you described so vividly in your mind's eye, and now it's time to go to sleep. And I want you to do one thing that you probably do already, but when you do this each night, it's probably an anxious exercise. I want this to be a relaxing exercise. Pretend that you're laying there and review your day and all of the good things you did in it. Imagine that this is one of those days where it felt like you were living in a movie. What happened? And more importantly, why? Why did it happen that way? What was so important about those things that they had to happen on your perfect day? And lastly, how does it feel? What emotions are you having? Okay, good. Now, That may seem like a very strange exercise to have in a course about becoming a highly paid freelancer, but everything that we just did is critically important. As a matter of fact, I would recommend that you listen to that recording again and again and again, and that you go through that exercise over and over and over again, that you visualize what your future can be. Now, one of the problems is most people, when they create vision boards or list out their goals or whatever form of creativity they use to represent the life that they want to live, they typically focus on things. Things that don't really matter. In this exercise, we focused on what it feels like. And I promise you that if you focus on achieving feelings, the things that are out there that could help you feel that way suddenly multiply. You literally give yourself an advantage, a higher chance of achieving your goals when you go from, I need this very specific car because I think this is the car that I want because I saw somebody who I admire have it, and that's the one I have to have, and no other one will make me feel good about myself, and I need it by this date. When you go from that to, when I drive a car, I need to feel like people respect me. When you make that transition, you now give yourself opportunity. You went from one option to many. And the reality is that because you've increased your opportunity, you are significantly more likely to actually end up feeling that way and experiencing those experiences. That is key to what you and I are going to be working on over the next 12 weeks. Too many freelancers go into the freelancing market saying, I'm going to do this one very specific thing. And if I don't do that one very specific thing, I'm going to just not be happy. Instead of saying, I am going to feel a very certain way about my freelancer career, and thereby opening up just a ton of options for them to actually achieve that feeling. To say, I'd like to make enough money that I can take my husband on a vacation to surprise him and to feel like I made a unique contribution to our relationship. Versus, I need to make $100,000 a year as a writer, or I just don't want to do this. One offers opportunity and is much more likely to happen than whatever set in stone idea the freelancer has that they came up with. It's a critical concept as we consider the worksheets that you have to do today. The first worksheet is an extension of the point that we just talked about. It's the desire worksheet. There should be 4 columns on that worksheet. One is listed as passion, one is skill, one is knowledge, and one is lifestyle. I want you to think about what we just talked about here, the experience we just went through. And under each of those columns, list the types of desires you have for each individual area. For example, under passion, you could put cooking, but then you can drill down even more. Why cooking? I think my passion around cooking is because I really like giving people pleasurable experiences, taking care of people through giving them something they really enjoy. See how it changed from it must be cooking to giving people experiences that they enjoy? See how many more opportunities you can turn that second statement into? Do the same with skill. I need to be a writer. Why? Well, I really like to think. I really like to express ideas that are in my head in a way that other people can understand them. I really like being able to communicate with other people and communicate with lots of people that maybe I'll never meet. See how one is restricted as a desire and one is open to opportunity? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you want to be a writer, you shouldn't. That's not the purpose of this exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to take whatever grip that your mind has on what your goals should be and to loosen that up so that you can create a freelancer business that is leveraged. Because remember, a leveraged freelancer is someone who focuses on client outcomes, not on themselves. So that whole exercise that we just went through is to help you learn to open up your desire for the opportunity of service. So I want you to please go ahead and do that desire worksheet. I think it's very important, and to do it in the way that I described, to list your desire in passion, skill, knowledge, and lifestyle, and then to ask why. And drill down and drill down until you open those desires into opportunity. Now, to give you a little bit of background, because I know there will be questions, for passion, just things that you love to do, that you would do for free, you don't have to get paid for. If you don't have any passions, that's okay. That's part of the internal work that we will do over the next couple weeks. For skill, this is skill that you have currently and skill that you want to have in the future. Again, back to the writing example. Maybe you aren't a writer. Maybe I want to be the best writer that has ever lived. Why? Break it down. I want people to respect and honor and pay me for my ideas. Drill down further, drill down further. And don't erase. Write out the entire drill down process. So if you start at, I want to be a writer. Okay, I want to be a writer. Why? Okay, and then add that. Why? And then add that. So that you can see yourself, the process. So that you can develop a new habit of looking at the things that you want. And by the way, if writing is not your creative outlet, you don't have to write in these worksheets. If you want to design something that represents this exercise, if you want to make a video, if you want to turn it into an app, whatever you want to do, I just want your brain to be engaged in this process, to learn this concept, okay? So that's the first worksheet. The second worksheet is relatively self-explanatory. It's simply the lifestyle design. I would like you to do the desire worksheet first because the lifestyle design worksheet is I don't want to say it's dangerous. It's not dangerous. That's a silly word. But without doing the desire worksheet first, it's easy to build a lifestyle that's empty, to design a lifestyle that's empty. Or worse, like we've been talking about, design a lifestyle that restricts you instead of empowers you with opportunity. So please, if you could, go ahead and do the desire worksheet first, then do the lifestyle design worksheet, and choose one to share in the group. I know that's asking a lot. It can be nerve-wracking. It can be a moment of vulnerability to share the things that you actually really want. And you don't have to share everything. But the more you learn to express what you want, the more practice you get in a safe environment, which is our Facebook group, the more prepared you will be to be firm. Remember when we talked about this in leverage? To be firm and clear with your clients about what you want so that you can live the freedom freelancing lifestyle. So why not practice with us? Just share a few things in Facebook. No big deal. It's a closed group. Our coaches are there. But I do want you to practice that skill of communicating your desire. Okay, and then I have one more thing before we close this. I hope this was an interesting and eye-opening exercise for you. I really enjoy these audio lessons because they are so unique and powerful, and one that you can revisit time and time again, and it's almost like reading a new book for the first time every single time that you do it. But that's actually what I want to mention. Don't stress yourself about the lifestyle design worksheet or the desire worksheet. Too many people, especially creatives, feel that they can only have one true desire or one true lifestyle design. And that once they design it, they can never change it ever again. The reality is that just like any other creative thing that you do, there are drafts. There is a first draft of your lifestyle design. There is a first draft of your desires. That's why it's so important to go through these exercises, so that you can go through the draft refining process, so you can go through the editing process. And if you're like me, and you've learned that getting that first draft out of your system as quickly as possible is the best step to getting to that one true final last draft, then I really just think that if you sit down and just go for it, just let it go, be 100% honest, that you will find it a very freeing experience to again be able to take a breath. Okay, now that I see all this on paper, there's a lot of things I don't really want. I promise you, if you do that lifestyle design worksheet in about a week's time, you'll come back and you'll be like, did I really put that on there? And it's that refinement process over the next 12 weeks that we are going to help you with. Okay, my friend, I hope that this was an enjoyable audio lesson. I certainly had a good time delivering it. I hope it was helpful. I hope that it served you well. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask in the accountability group in Facebook. Remember, that is a place for us to share and to help each other. I'll be there. Our other Rapid Success coaches are there. And also don't forget that you can reach out at any time at help@thenopantsproject.com and our team will take care of you. We are here to help you on this journey. We all love you very much. We wish you the best, and we look forward to seeing what you share in the Facebook group from today's exercises.